Hey folks, Champesk here bringing you another audio commentary. Today between Remind, who's part of the new MYM team along with Lucifron and the Muslim, and Remind's actually been playing very well recently, and Remind's today will be playing against Winners, who's the orange elf in the 5 o'clock position, Remind's the blue elf in the 7 o'clock position. And immediately we can see that Ancient of War is going up in both for both of them to creep the same camp, so no trying to creep the Merc camp here. And looks like no early Hunter's Hall, or no late Ancient of War and early Hunter's Hall, so we're not going to be seeing Hundreds, which is actually a very good strategy on this map, although recently in the last couple of days, or last couple of weeks, we've been seeing sort of these strategies not work as well as they used to. And a bit of joking between the two of them, Winner says BG rather than GG, and Remind says BL rather than GL. Obviously just a bit of joking there. There's no bad blood between them in reality. And you'll notice the position of the Ancient of Wars. Remind can place his here, but Winners has to place his a bit further back so that a wisp can't be used to pull the creeps onto the Ancient of War, and that's just something you have to be aware of. And you have to sort of take a calculated risk as to where you want to put it, and how early you think your opponent's going to scout and things like that, and whether you'll be able to respond to it or not by bringing your own wisp. And it looks like they're both actually scouting the right way at this point, so that's going to be quite good for them. And second Moonwall obviously going up for both players as well. Very standard builds at this point. Obviously, even if you're not going to have all the food or all the units requiring the food, it's good to get your Moonwalls up early, because you want to get them as many up as possible before night starts, just so you can build up that moon juice a lot more. And obviously night comes fairly early into the first or into the start of the game, and so really you want to be getting you want to have your fourth one up sort of as soon as possible. But really just after the start of night is fairly decent. And actually Ancient of War is taking a lot of damage here, but it looks like he will be okay. He's pulled his Demon Hunter away to harass here. Doesn't get the creep steal, bit of a shame there. And Claws of Attack on Winners and Gloves of Haste on Remind. Probably Claws of Attack a bit better in this situation, but Gloves of Haste might work out better later on in the game when we're likely to see the Naga come out. And Remind trying to steal this, actually could have got a mana burn on that. He didn't though, and so they're going to be at equal experience now. But Remind obviously having a lot more damage on his Demon Hunter, and his Archer is further back. I'm not sure, it went back to his base for some reason. Maybe it was to heal, maybe it took a bit of damage. Well, multitasking, and a Wisp coming in here might get a bit of a block. I doubt he'll get the kill, but no, not even getting the block. And Remind will now just Remind will now just heal up, and Winners will actually get a couple free hits on that Moonwell before running back. And the second Archer and a third being produced in the Ancient of War for Remind. Whereas, do we have more Archers being produced? Yeah, we have more Archers being produced on both sides. So we might be seeing sort of either Archer Dots or Archer Ancient of Wars in this game, because generally if you're going to go for lures, you don't want to build too many Archers. Whereas, as we can see, the creeps have been pulled out, and we're getting a fourth Archer here for Remind. So Winners will have a definite idea of what Remind's game plan is at this point. Whereas I don't think Remind's actually been scouting. Actually does have a Wisp. Remind does have a Wisp near his base, so he probably is scouted. There's no Ancient of War on either side at this point. And if they do want to go for lures, they probably should be putting one up in the immediate future, but that's an Ancient of Wonders. So it looks like we will be seeing maybe Archer Dots, either Master or just a couple Dots mixed in for the Fairy Fire, and then probably Nagas on both sides. And yet more Archers being produced, creeping an easier camp now just for that level 2. Obviously level 2 is very important, it gives you evasion, which is always a useful technique, and the Winner's doing the exact same thing a bit later, but it's not a big deal at this point because he's used less moon juice. So overall it's pretty balanced, and I think they're probably going to be both going for their Naga about now. I haven't checked their techs, but Remind could actually get a surround on the tavern to stop Winners buying from one, and Winners does actually have to run back. Remind has bought his Naga now and should actually be careful, because they can go down quite quickly, and if Winners picks up his Naga now, which he does, there could be a bit of trouble, and actually the Demon Hunter's forced to run away, and the Naga's now being focused down, but the archers of Winners are focusing on Remind's Naga, and Nagas are just so weak at level 1, you really have to be very careful with them, and a nice little block there by the archer, but Demon Hunter very low from Winners, and no staff yet. As soon as he hit tier 2, he bought his hero, I think, so he didn't have time to go back and buy a staff. And Naga should actually be getting some slowing hits on these things. Some very nice blocking here from Remind, just keeping him soft, and it looks like the Naga will go down. So that's a very nice early advantage from Remind. Remind has bought a staff, and just to save a couple seconds, he staffs his Naga back and heals it up. That's really important if you have the time. Just keep your Naga at full health, because it can go down so easily to a combination of the high damage of a Demon Hunter, the range of archers, and the slowing of another Naga. So you always have to be careful. And a couple Ancient of Wars going down here for Remind, so it looks like we're going to see just sort of a straight Ancient of War push with archers from Remind, whereas an Ancient of Wind going down for Winners. So Winners is going to be going just one Ancient of Wind and no tier 3, so we're going to be seeing an archer dot mix, as I said, and Remind now scouting this. No dots out yet, but he is seeing the Merc as well, so he might have suspicions of what's going to happen now. And actually Shadow Priest being bought as well, it's quite useful, because obviously your Demon Hunters can be tanking so much in this situation that getting all the additional healing from the Shadow Priest is always very nice. And some good creeping going on here. Unfortunately, you got a greater mana potion, which is okay on a higher level Naga, but really on a Demon Hunter it's not that useful. The Demon Hunter always has mana, and Winner's Ancient of Wonders going down, and actually Demon Hunter's in a bit of trouble here. He does have Scourge Bone Chimes, but it only is affecting one unit, so how useful it is, it's not really clear. And Remind does take down that Shadow Priest. It is so weak, and forced to TP away though. His staff was on his Demon Hunter. It might have been better on his Naga, but Remind's Winner's Naga just on 22 hit points. Marked it at the last second. Very nice there, and he'll go and heal that back up. And meanwhile, 2 of the Ancients of War are now done, and 2 more are being built. And obviously, he has Nature's Blessing, so it's 7 armor. That's going to be very useful. But they are scouted now, and this is going to be quite bad for Remind. He needs to get his army back in as soon as possible. But one of these is definitely going to go down. I think the other's probably going to go and need a tree, and then that'll keep it alive for a while longer at least. And it looks like Winner's isn't even going to try and take down that second one. He knows that there's better things to focus on at this point. And the Ancient of War actually rooting next to this Ancient of Wonders, and we'll be able to take that out if the Ancient of Wonders isn't uprooted soon. And another Wisp coming in here. I imagine it's going to be for another Ancient of War. Let's see. Just sitting there at the moment, but I imagine that's what it's going to go to. There's not really much else he wants to be building at this point. There's the Ancient of War there. And the original Ancient of War now being brought in as well. I'm actually dropping a healing potion, and almost losing it. But I'm not sure this is a good way to use his items. He has his staff on his Demon Hunter and a healing potion on his Naga. I'd swap those two really, because the Demon Hunter is going to be the one doing most of the tanking. And it's always nice to be able to staff out your Demon Hunter when it's on very low hit points. And level 2 on the Naga now, so you can use Fort Lightning, which is quite useful against all those low hit point units. And the Demon Hunter very low from Remind here. This is really why he needs sort of the items reversed, as I said. And Naga very low here doesn't use the healing potion. That's quite odd. But the Demon Hunter gets out with 20 hit points, so close there, but no mana in those Moonwells. It's still daytime, and so he'll need to. He's lost his Ancient of Wonders to this Ancient of War, so he won't have any healing on his Demon Hunter for a while. Winter's really is going to need to stall for time now. He's putting up an Ancient of Wonders here, I imagine. Yeah, that's an Ancient of Wonders, but both his heroes just so low that he's going to have to stall now, and maybe buy a Moonstone, although that also helps Remind a bit. And Remind now picking up a Mud Golem as well, so that's obviously very useful against low hit point heroes, because they just can't run away like they normally can. And Ancient of War rooted and taking out the altar, but until the hero actually dies, taking out the altar isn't too effective. And Ancient of War just being rooted there, he knows he can't catch up to the archers, and so it just is a way of buying a bit of time, because it takes so long to take down an Ancient of War, especially one that's just eaten a tree, as this one has, with just piercing units. And Ancient of War now being uprooted, and another one coming in, and they're just Ancient of War is just sort of ripped through archers really if you're not careful with them. And Winners really should be trying to focus this Demon Hunter. It has -4 armor, which is always useful, but just there's so much ranged in these armies that you can really focus down heroes quite well. And just so many Ancient of Wars in the back now as well. It's looking quite bad for Winners at this point. I think he just wasn't really prepared for such a combination, and the heroes being forced to run into the base now. They just don't have anything to work with, and not trying to build another Ancient of Wonders, but this isn't going to last very long. Bit of hit point regeneration on the Demon Hunter, which is level 3, so that's going to be quite useful, and it reminds Demon Hunter is only very low health, but look at how many Ancient of Wars there are just about. This looks like it's going to be what it does in winners here, just sort of the huge number of them, and you can see he's rooted one again. He doesn't even want to do damage with it, he just wants to stall this army, which can't really run past it. And just it's sort of almost over now. It's a bit of a shame for winners here. Putting up another couple Moonwolves in the back, that's going to be nice for a bit of short-term healing, but against this type of army, there's really just not much he can do at this point. And bringing in an Ogre Mauler as well, they're very nice against archers and berserkers as well, because they have such high hit points, and then the normal damage as well. It's very nice. So there's a GG there. I hope you enjoyed that game. I'm going to put a link in the site just for a thing you can vote for who you want to attend IEST.